Hey, what's up guys? Spicy Band 808 here with another video reaction. Today, we are going to be taking a look at another video from the Infographics Show YouTube channel. And based on recent events, we're going to be taking a look at a brand new video on their channel called Destroyed UFOs over North America. Let's just get right into it. This is going to be very interesting.
States has shot down one Chinese spy balloon and three unidentified flying objects. Is this evidence of a massive spy campaign by China, or is the US being invaded by aliens? Social media is ablaze with the news of a Chinese spy balloon immediately followed by the shootdown of multiple real-life UFOs.
Let's
Over the
start
course
this
of
one
one
more
week,
time.
the United States has shot down one Chinese spy balloon and three unidentified flying objects. Is this evidence of a massive spy campaign by China, or is the US being invaded by aliens? Social media is ablaze with the news of a Chinese spy balloon immediately followed by the shootdown of multiple real-life UFOs. The craze began with the discovery of a massive Chinese balloon carrying a payload described as the size of 3 city buses. First spotted drifting over the West Coast, President Joe Biden immediately ordered it to be shot down. However, the Defense Department recommended that a shoot-down be delayed, citing concerns over the civilians and infrastructure on the ground. What we've learned since is that the DoD might have been more concerned with gathering its own intelligence than public safety, as the balloon was immediately surveilled by U.S. aircraft, which tracked it during its entire journey across the continental U.S. Concerns over data collection were immediately raised, as the balloon flew over at least part of one U.S. nuclear missile field. However, the DoD assured that the balloon was not able to relay any data back to its Chinese handlers, likely because electronic warfare assets were being utilized to block either transmission from the balloon or reception by loitering satellites. We're forced to speculate, as the DoD is notoriously secretive about its EW capabilities, but the fact that it was fully confident that the balloon should be allowed to travel across the U.S. is indicative that there were no real concerns over intelligence gathering. Further,
So they
it's
say.
unlikely much intelligence was gathered that wasn't already available via satellites. But what really got the world's attention was the revelation of another unidentified flying object over the northern coast of Alaska. On February 10th, the U.S. military revealed that it had tracked an object at approximately 40,000 feet over Alaskan airspace. Details remain incredibly scarce, but the object was observed by at least 2 different flights of American planes sent up to investigate. On the second intercept, the object was shot down, likely using an AIM-9X missile. What is people raising their eyebrows is the alleged accounts, as told on the national media, of some of the pilots. Most notably, one pilot allegedly stated that the craft had no visible means of propulsion and that it interfered with his F-35's electronics. Described as the size of a small car,
No way.
the object drew immediate comparison to the 2004 videos of U.S. Navy aircraft intercepting a ticket.
Guys, the F-22 and the F-35 are two of the world's most advanced fighter jets in existence. And the pilot even suggests that something was wrong or going wonky with the performance of his F-35 because of whatever the heck this is. It's very interesting, very compelling to say the least.
Tic-tac-shaped UFO. The very next day, NORAD detected yet another unidentified object, this time flying over Alaska and crossing into Canada's Yukon territory. At the request of the Canadian government, U.S. fighters intercepted.
Guys, like, if you guys are not American or not in America, like, I'm all the way in Hawaii. A lot of this stuff in the mainland just, barely doesn't even hit us unless, we're actively watching CNN or Fox News or NBC News, or if our local news stations is actually talking about this kind of stuff that's going on across the nation. So it's really, really, really strange that all of this stuff is happening at the same time. Spy balloons, supposed UFOs, UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, like lights in the sky appear and then they disappear, or like a cloud or a shadow that's in the air and it moves and there's no physical object to it. Not only that, but there's like a massive train derailment that happened in Ohio, in the state of Ohio, and there was a lot of like toxic waste materials and stuff like that that caused a giant plume in the sky. And for like miles and miles, it's just everything is just poisoned and ruined, and they're calling it America's Chernobyl. There's a lot of stuff going on at the same time, like the train derailment stuff, and this. It's just a cluster F right now. It's crazy.
And successfully shot down this third mysterious object. Once more, details were scarce, but the Canadian Defense Minister confirmed this object was cylindrical in nature, which immediately got the attention of many UFO watchers. Of all UFOs reported by eyewitnesses, the two most common, stretching back over a century, are of the traditional round saucers and long cylindrical or cigar-shaped objects. Then came the bombshell dropped on Fox News by an anchor who alleged his sources had spoken with the pilots involved in the intercept and had compared it directly to the infamous Tic Tac UFO pursued by planes in 2004 over the Pacific.
Let's talk about those UFOs that were seen off the USS Nimitz in the Pacific years ago. Remember, we had those fighter pilots saying they saw this unidentified craft, they're moving quickly. Some of the pilots I've heard that have, including some of the ones that have spoken to the pilots that shot down those craft over Canada and the one over Alaska yesterday, say these were not balloons. These were, craft objects, if you will. They're very similar to those that were spotted over the Pacific.
Right on cue, the next day, February 11th, an object was spotted over Montana's airspace, prompting the DoD to shut down all civilian air traffic in the region. Airspace was eventually reopened, but on February 12th, airspace over the Great Lakes was restricted to civilian aircraft. Hours later, an Air Force F-16 shot down a fourth object. To add further fuel to the fire, on the very same day, China announced that it was using artificial intelligence to track unidentified flying objects. It had detected one flying right outside the port city of Qingdao. As of the writing of this script, the Chinese military was preparing to shoot the object down. Meanwhile, in Uruguay, its military was responding to bright lights seen hovering over its skies. So what in the world is going on? The entire world has turned to the Defense Department for answers, but the DoD has been extremely tight-lipped, citing ongoing recovery operations off the Alaskan coast and in the Canadian Yukon. However, a DoD press briefing...
Look, it's quite easy to demand answers, but if you guys haven't watched how CNN is covering this, like every time any of the hosts on CNN mentions UFO or UAP, they start giggling and laughing like it's nothing, like they can't believe they're actually saying those letters. They can't believe that they're even bringing it up, and they're always cracking Independence Day and ET references and stuff like that. It's kind of weird. It's one of those things, like, how can we take it seriously if a lot of the news outlets aren't taking it seriously? Maybe they are taking it seriously, but they're being told behind the scenes, hey, when you go on air, just make light of it. Make light of it. Calm the people down. That's how I feel,
On February 12th, stated it was unknown how these objects were able to fly. This could mean the objects either have an unknown propulsion system or could in fact be rigid-hulled airships, something that the US and Chinese militaries both have used before. If these objects are airships or balloons, then only two of them seem to be truly free-floating. Recent jet stream tracking shows that it's possible that both the original Chinese spy balloon and the objects shot down over Lake Huron were simply riding the jet stream. However, this doesn't explain the objects over Alaska and the Yukon, which were outside of the jet stream at the time of their sighting. The Defense Department also revealed that they'd begun work on the various filters used by NORAD's powerful computers in order to detect more of these unidentified flying objects. In essence, North America's air defense networks are optimized to track and detect known threats, or anything
Why aren't they
approaching
doing
known
this
threat
constantly
vectors.
anyway?
However, objects that don't fly within these parameters can sometimes be lost in the massive amounts of data generated. An effort to look back at the raw data going back years, prompted by the discovery of the Chinese spy balloon, has revealed similar tracks, and it's known that the US has detected and tracked similar balloons in the past. However, this still doesn't explain the current objects being shot down on a nearly daily basis, though it does explain why they're being seen. we're finally actively looking for them. Craft like balloons or rigid airships can sometimes be difficult to spot, as radar waves can pass right through them. However, there is a growing skepticism that these are merely airships or balloons, and it appears as if one of the pilots sent to intercept the object over Alaska was confident he was not looking at a balloon or airship. For now, though, we're forced to speculate, as the DoD is releasing no details. Now go check out actual video of US military intercepting UFOs, or click this other video instead, while you still.
Wow. That's crazy. We're gonna react to this UFO video next week. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and check out the Infographics Show on YouTube. Go and give them a subscribe. I watched a couple of their super old content, one that I'm not going to react to, just to get a flavor of how they do their content. And man, it is A+ content, and I can't wait to check out all of their other more recent videos. And I might even do this too. Like this channel also talks about the whole Ukraine and Russia war and some very interesting stuff in between. I seen one video that I wasn't going to do a reaction for, just to, you know, dip my toes into it, and man, it was very compelling stuff. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me, what do you guys feel about Spy Balloon Gate, or UFO Gate, as Twitter is nicknaming them? Tell me, like, do you guys have what is your mindset when you seen all of this stuff going on the news? Or if you guys live in that area in Alaska or Montana, you know, anything that your local news covered, or any stories in your guys' newspaper, I would love to know about it. So please leave some comments down below. Follow me on social media. Join my Discord. Links will be in the description down below this video. And hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. On the way to 1K. Let's go. Until then, rock on till the next, guys. Peace out.